Deep beneath the ocean, where darkness is absolute and pressure can crush steel, some of the world's deadliest machines continue to move silently. But what if I told you that some military submarines, still serving today, were already sailing the seas when many modern technologies did not even exist? Some of these submarines were designed during the Cold War, and one of them was built before the age of satellites, before GPS, and before the first human stepped onto the moon. Now, these underwater giants have survived decades of technological revolutions, political changes, and generations of newer submarines trying to replace them. Today, we deep dive into the 10 oldest military submarines still in service, and the final entry is a submarine that feels almost impossible to believe. Before we begin, subscribe if you love deep dives into military technology, history, and most fascinating machines ever created. The Oscar II class submarines entered service 1986 and current age 40 years. Starting the list are some of the largest attack submarines ever built. The Oscar II class, known officially as Project 9498 Ante, and was created by the Soviet Union during the Cold War with one main purpose: destroy enemy aircraft carrier groups. These submarines are enormous. Unlike many attack submarines designed for stealth hunting, Oscars were built around one terrifying idea: carrying a huge number of powerful anti-ship missiles. Each submarine could carry massive cruise missiles designed to strike high-value naval targets from hundreds of kilometers away. Despite their age, some Oscar II submarines remain in service with Russia after receiving upgrades. They represent an era when naval warfare was about giant weapons platforms designed to challenge entire fleets. A submarine from the 1980s still carrying strategic firepower today proves how advanced the original design really was. Number 9. The Ohio-class submarines entered service 1981. The United States Navy Ohio-class submarines are some of the most important submarines ever built. Originally designed as nuclear ballistic missile submarines, they became a core part of America's nuclear deterrence strategy. Each submarine could carry dozens of submarine large ballistic missiles, allowing it to remain hidden underwater for long periods, while maintaining the ability to respond during a major conflict. The first Ohio-class submarines entered service in the early 1980s, meaning some are now approaching half a century old. But these submarines are not simply old machines. They have gone through major upgrades, including conversions of some boats into guided missile submarines capable of launching large numbers of cruise missiles. And their continued service shows that a good submarine design can remain relevant for generations. At number 8, the Kilo-class submarines entered service in 1980. The Kilo-class submarines, known in Russia as Project 877 Peltis, is one of the most recognizable and widely exported submarine designs ever built. First entering service in 1980, the class was developed by the Soviet Union to perform anti-submarine warfare, anti-ship operations, coastal defense, and reconnaissance missions. More than 4 decades later, variants of the same design continue to serve with multiple navies around the world. What made the Kilo class famous was its exceptional stealth. During the Cold War, Western analysts often referred to it as one of the quietest diesel-electric submarines in service. Its low acoustic signature made it difficult to detect, allowing it to operate effectively in contested waters while hunting enemy ships and submarines. The design proved so successful that it was exported to countries like India, China, Iran, Algeria, Vietnam, and others. The longevity of the Kilo class comes from its ability to evolve. Improved versions received upgraded sonar systems, modern combat electronics, cruise missile capabilities, and enhanced stealth features. While many original boats have been retired, both Project 877 submarines and their improved descendants remain active today. Few submarine classes have achieved such widespread service or remained relevant for so long, making the Kilo class one of the most successful underwater warships ever built. Number 7. The Agosta-class submarines entered service 1977. The Agosta-class submarines were designed in France and became one of Pakistan's most important naval assets. Their diesel-electric submarines were built for stealth attacks, intelligence missions, and defending Pakistan's coastline. The later Agosta 90B versions received major upgrades, including improved sensors, electronics, and combat systems. This is one reason older submarines can survive for decades. The hull may be old, but the technology inside can be replaced. The Agosta class has remained valuable because submarines are not judged only by age, they are judged by how quietly and effectively they can operate. Number 6. The Los Angeles class submarines. Current age 50 years. For decades, the Los Angeles class was the backbone of the American submarine fleet. Built during the Cold War, these nuclear-powered attack submarines were designed to hunt enemy submarines and perform intelligence missions. They introduced a combination that changed underwater warfare: speed, stealth, and endurance. Unlike diesel submarines, nuclear power allowed them to stay submerged for months. Many Los Angeles-class submarines have been retired, but some remained active for decades because of their excellent design and continuous modernization. They were also successful that they influenced the design of later American submarines. Even today, they represent one of the longest-running submarine careers in modern naval history. At number 5, the Type 035 Ming-class submarines, current age 52 years. The Ming class is one of China's longest-serving submarine families. Based on Soviet-era submarine technology, the Type 035 became an important part of China's underwater fleet during the Cold War. These diesel-electric submarines were designed for coastal defense and patrol missions. Compared with modern submarines, they are older technology, but China continued operating and upgrading some units for decades. Their survival shows how older submarines can remain useful when assigned roles that match their capabilities. While newer Chinese submarines are far more advanced, the Ming class represents the foundation of China's modern submarine force. At number 4, the Type 206 class submarines. Current age 53 years. The Type 206 was a small but highly effective German submarine. Unlike giant nuclear submarines built for global missions, the Type 206 was designed for a very specific environment: the shallow waters of the Baltic Sea. Its small size made it extremely difficult to detect. It was built around stealth rather than size. For decades, these submarines served Germany and later other operators. Their story proves that a smaller submarine can still be dangerous when designed perfectly for its mission. At number 3, the Type 209 class submarines, current age around 55 years. The Type 209 is one of the most successful submarine designs ever created. Unlike many Cold War submarines that disappeared after the 1990s, the Type 209 survived because it was simple, reliable, and adaptable. More than a dozen navies around the world have operated versions of this class. The design has been continuously improved with better electronics, sensors, and weapons. A submarine design from the early 1970s still serving today is extremely rare. The Type 209 became a legend because it proved that a diesel submarine could remain competitive against newer technology. At number 2, the Victor-class submarines, current age nearly 60 years. During the Cold War, the Soviet Union built submarines designed to challenge the strongest navies in the world. The Victor class was one of them. These nuclear-powered attack submarines were created to hunt enemy submarines, especially missile submarines. The Victor class introduced improved underwater speed and quieter operations compared with earlier Soviet designs. Most Victor class submarines have been retired, but surviving examples and related developments represent some of the last links to the earlier nuclear submarine era. A submarine approaching 60 years old remaining connected to active service is a remarkable achievement. Number 1. The Tench class submarines. Entered service World War II era 1944, current age 82 years. At the top spot sits a submarine that almost feels like a museum piece, except it is still a part of a military. Taiwan's ROKS, Hai Shih, and Hai Pao are former American Tench-class submarines built during World War II. They were launched before the invention of modern computers, before nuclear submarines existed, and before the world entered the space age. These submarines fought in an era of massive naval battles and aircraft carriers dominating the oceans. Today, they mainly serve training purposes, helping prepare submarine crews. Their age is almost unbelievable. An 80-year-old military submarine serving into the modern era is a rare piece of naval history still alive today. Submarines are some of the most complex machines ever created. Unlike ships, they hide beneath the ocean, where maintenance is difficult, technology rapidly changes, and mistakes can be fatal. Yet these submarines survived because they were built with strong designs, upgraded over time, and operated by crews who kept them alive. Some are Cold War warriors. One is a survivor from World War II, and all of them prove one thing: a great machine does not disappear simply because it gets old. It disappears when it can no longer complete its mission. Which submarine surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you again in our next video. Bye-bye.